So we are going to start the HANA administration part. SAP HANA 2.0 administration part. We are going to start it from today onwards. So today we are starting with the small introduction. Either we can call it as the demo on the HANA 2.0 administration part. Okay. So first of all, thank you very much for joining this session. So as part of HANA, HANA is one of the database here. HANA is the one of the database. So it's not the normal database like that others. So in the market we have SQL Server and Oracle, DB2 and MaxDB and Sybase we have. So SQL released by the SQL Server, Microsoft, Oracle company, IBM, DB2, so MaxDB and everything else by SAP. So every company, every organization, they have released their own databases here. So we have many databases are available here. Then why SAP released the HANA database also in the market? Why SAP released HANA database also in the market here? Why they have released it? So what is the special feature which is available in the HANA database here? So normally in the HANA is a in-memory database functionality. In-memory database functionality, which means in-memory database functionality means if any data which is coming from application, it will store the data inside of the main memory, here. Suppose if you see normally, so if you see the SAP architecture, so this is the presentation layer, right? This is the application layer here. So this application is the SAP application here. So in the application, all the transactions, all the orders, processing, everything will happen here. But where this will be stored here, where this application data will be stored means in the database level, it will store the data here. In the database level, it will store the data. So that data which will come from presentation layer to application layer, then application layer will application, all users will do the applications, transactions, ticket booking, orders booking, all those things they will do it here. But actually this application in the backend, it will connect to the one of the database. In the database, it will pull the data. Why? Because in the database level, so we have the data available here. In the database level, we have data available in the form of tables, here. So right, in the database level, we have the tables are available. Each table, there is specific data available here. Then it will pull the data from here. Then it will give the response to the users. It will give the response to the users here. This is what application will do here. So application is the one of the user interconnectivity between the database and your front end. So it's one of the middle layer. That's why SAP is called the one of the middle application layer. So that this application will help to users to book the orders, do the ticket booking, payments, all the transactions, everything will happen in the application layer here. So right. So that is what here. Then backend, it will connect to the database. Then data will be stored here. How fastly data storing here? How fastly it is retrieving the data from your backend system. So this fast response, how fastly the database is responding to the application. This is very important. That's why you have the other databases. So other databases which will store the data in the disk level. Disk level means, suppose if I see SQL Server or some other databases, it will store the data in the disk level, like in the data 1, data 2, data 3. In this way, so here your data is exist in this data folders. Same as like Oracle also, it will create some data folders here, right? In this way, it will create some data folders and everything. It will create it here, right? From here, it will pull the data. Then in the data files, we have the data available. Suppose like in this data 4, there is a payment section is there. Then it will pull the data from, it will give the response to the SAP here, right? So this way, you will get the response to the, you will get the response to the SAP. You will get the response to the SAP. Then that is the how fastly you are getting the response here. Then why we have other databases also are there in the market, then why SAP introduced this specifically HANA database here? Why? So why means, let me give you the one example here. Why very important feature which is available in the HANA database here. So normally, so whenever any request goes, first of all, it will go to the your CPU. Then it will go to the main memory, your RAM memory. Then in the disk storage, file system level, this is the CPU. Then this is the memory. This is the disk, your file system, right? C drive or D drive, these are the drives here. So normally any request, first it will go to the C drive. In the C drive, sorry, not the C drive, first it will go to the CPU. Then the CPU will give the respect to the memory. Then memory, it will search already data. Then it will go to the disk level in the C drive or D drive. Then it will search the data, whatever you have the data, it will search the data in the disk level. Then as soon as you got the data, then it will give the response to the main memory. Then from main memory to CPUs, it will give the response. Then CPU to again user interface, it will give the response to the users here. So this way, so we have the data flow will happen, right? This is the way the data flow will happen. So sometimes checking pulling the data from the disk, it may take some time. So the user has to wait until he will get the response here. So there is a delay here, right? The request is going from CPU to main memory to disk. Then here it is searching the disk here, then giving the response back to the user here. So it is taking some time to get the response here. This is what other non-HANA databases. So non-HANA databases will do. We will giving the response back to here, right? To avoid this slowness, to overcome this slowness of the response, then SAP introduced the one new concept here. So that new concept is like, so same CPU concept, CPU, then memory concept, memory, then whatever the disk is there, they place the disk into the main memory itself here. So the main memory itself here. So which means here CPU concept, CPU, then memory concept, then data storage, data here, the actual data, your data is storing into the main memory only. The data is storing into the main memory only. That is the reason the request will go to the CPU, then CPU to main memory. Anyhow, the data is available in the main memory. It will pick up the data, then it will giving the response back to the users. See here. So here we are minimizing this timelines, checking the data in the disk. We are minimizing this timelines. We are minimizing here. We are minimizing this timelines here. We are minimizing this timelines here. So we are minimizing the disk timelines here, going to the disk, searching in the disk and checking the field, then giving the response back to the user. So we are minimizing this timeline. So here the data is storing into the main memory itself. So you can fastly, within fraction of milliseconds, you will get the data from the systems. That's what your HANA database is doing in the nowadays here. That's why, so here the one of the new concept which I told you, right? In-memory concept. So all databases will store the data into there is a disk level, it will store the data. But when compared to the HANA database, it will store the data into the main memory itself. So compared to the disk, 1 lakh times faster than disk here. Means pulling the data from HANA database is 1 lakh times. That is called the 1 lakh times faster than disk here. So that is the reason HANA, within fraction of milliseconds, we can get the data from the HANA database. Why? Because it is the in-memory concept. In-memory concept here. In-memory concept means in the RAM memory, it is storing the data here. In the RAM memory, it is storing the data here. That is the reason. So in the RAM memory, it is storing the data here. That is the reason. So everybody, everyone, every customer, they have started using the HANA database. Why? Because it's a it's a fraction of milliseconds, you will get the response from the database. Why? Because the data is storing into the RAM memory. Then you need to get the response from the disk here. So accessing the data from main memory is 1 lakh times faster than disk. 1 lakh times faster than disk. So that is the reason every customer, they are going for the HANA database for their businesses and everything. So for every business, application, how it is important, and also database also very important to store the data. Database also, it is very important to store the data here, right? So that is the reason. So we are discussing about the HANA database here. Why? Because in the SAP nowadays, HANA is very important. HANA roles are very important. HANA installation is very important. HANA upgrade is very important. So then HANA administration part, backup, restore, recovery. So all these high level tasks we are going to discuss in the here. All high level tasks we are going to discuss in the HANA administration part here. So first introduction, hardware requirements, software requirements. What are the things you required? How to download the softwares? How to install the softwares? Right? How to do the administration part? If any issues occurs, where to check? How to fix the errors? Then HANA backups, restore, recovery, HANA user administration part. So all those things, features, how the data will be stored into the RAM level. So all those things we will discuss as part of our HANA administration course here, right? So, and also main thing, high availability, disaster recovery. Database is the very important here. In case of this data is crashed here, then where it will go and do. So again, we have the one more database is available. It will that database will be the standby database here. Immediately we have to up that database here. So this kind of activities, high availability concept, disaster recovery concepts, then how to take over, how to configure the replication modes. So all those things we will discuss here in our administration class here, right? So this is what we are going to discuss. So this is what is the difference between the other databases and HANA databases. So this is not the difference between the other databases and HANA databases here, right? Why? Because HANA is the in-memory concept. HANA is the in-memory column-oriented columnar database. What is mean by column-oriented columnar database? So normally other databases, it has the tables. Every table we have the rows, right? Every table we have the rows and the columns are available. Rows and columns are available. But when it comes to the HANA database, it has only columns. It has only columns. There are no rows here. It has only columns. There are no row concept in the HANA database. So that is the reason. So HANA is the one of the feature is called the in-memory, means RAM memory, and column oriented, then so columnar database, column oriented columnar. This is the one of the first columnar database in the market, right? Other databases we have, so like it will store the data in the disk level, rows, columns, like that it will store the disk level. But this database, it has only columns. All the business data it will store in it has only columns. That is the reason this is the column oriented columnar in-memory database. HANA is the column oriented in-memory columnar database. Okay. So what is the abbreviation of the HANA database here? Why they have named it as the HANA database here? HANA database means so high performance, so analytical, so high performance analytical database, here. So which means in this field they have picked the H, then so this is the one. It's not only database, it's the appliance, high performance analytical appliance here. Analytical appliance here. This is the major abbreviation of the HANA database here. So just in the high field, they pick the H letter, then ANA, high performance analytical appliance. So this product is delivered by SAP and it's written in the C++ language. It's written in the C++ language, right? HANA database, it's written in the C++ language here. All the codes and everything they have written in the C++ language here. C++ language here. HANA database, it's kind of next generation of in-memory platform. It simplifies all the data loads and data fetching activity, execution activity, all kind of work. It fetched from there. It's very simply. So that's why it's a HANA in-memory column oriented. So columnar relational database system here. It's developed and marketing by the SAP only. The primary functions of this database is running your data into the database server level. We can store our business data. We can retrieve the data as and when requested by the applications. So in addition to the storing the data, retrieving the data, all those things, there is a analytics like graphs. We can do all kind of work in this system here. Not only retrieving the data, we can also do the analysis of the data. Tables analysis we can do it here. Table analysis we can do it here. So they have initial release is 2010. They have initially SAP they have initially released the 2020. They have initially released this HANA database here. Initially they have released it. So this is dedicated to run only on Linux operating system only. Linux operating system only. It will not support the Windows operating system. So in these operating systems here, it won't support so it will support only the Linux operating system only, right? So actually during the development of the HANA database, when the SAP is developing the HANA database, so there are the number of technologies they were developed, and their SAP is acquired all these developers and everything. That is also include some of the tricks functionality, some in-memory functionalities, OLAP, then P-time. There are the many tools SAP acquired. They have combined into the one HANA database here. So this is the one first. That is the first demonstration of this platform database in the 2011. Initially, they have started in the 2010. Then the first terminology, the first they have released in the 2011. It's a full-fledged. It came into the picture market. They have started releasing all kind of customers, and they have started using this HANA database here, right? So the research, the first published happened in the 2010. Then after that in the the first shipment is happened in the in the mid of 2021. The technology they have introduced, there are many kind of functionalities they have started releasing and everything here, right? So that is the major thing they have in the HANA database here. So the OS operating system is only on the Linux. Then it's written in the C++ language. It's the product is delivered by the SAP, and this is the abbreviation of the HANA database. This is the abbreviation of the HANA database here, right? So if I talk about the versions of the HANA database here, the versions of the HANA database. So SAP HANA, they have introduced the HANA 1.0. So now they are in the HANA 2.0 versions also, right? Initially, when they have released, they have introduced the HANA 1.0. Now it's in the HANA 2.0 concept here. In the HANA 2.0 concept means, so what is the difference here? 1.0, 2.0. That I will explain it in our regular classes here, right? Then later Now it's the 2.0. There is no 3.0 as of now. In the 2.0 itself, we have here. In the 2.0 also, the latest version of the HANA database is called the HANA 2.0 SPS07 here, right? Then before that, we have the 06. So 05, 04, 03, 02, and 01. So first they have released 1.0. In 1.0 up to we have SPS01, up to SPS012, up to 12 we have in the market. Then they have completed, then they have released the 2.0 SP01 they have released, then 02, 03, 04, 5, 6. Now it's the 7 is the latest release. Recently only they have released 7 and it is in the market now, right? So this is the versions, right? So why they will release the versions, we everybody knows, right? Why? Because in the existing version, when they are released 01, they have some bugs, some issues, new thoughts. Then they will fix in the 02 version, SPS 02 version, they will release the new version here. Then like that 03, 04, 05, 06, 07. Now it's in the 0. So the customers, the projects who want to use the HANA database, directly they can go for the, so directly SPS 07, you can go for that one. It's not like that you have to install the 01, then you have to go for 2, 3, 4 like that series wise, not required. Just to go for the HANA 2.0, SPS 07, you can go for that one. SPS 07, you can go for that one. So directly we can go for that one, right? So it's a SAP product, it's a high performance product. Within fraction of milliseconds, you can get the data from the HANA database here, right? So in our regular classes, we will discuss more like what is the difference between the HANA 1.0, 2.0. So, and what are our basis roles and responsibilities here? What are our responsibilities as a HANA admin? What is your responsibility? Here, we should discuss about the some difference between the HANA 1.0 and 2.0 and also versions, more discussion about the versions. And also we will discuss about the HANA hardware requirements and also the software requirements. Why? Because HANA is not the simple database here. We have to install in the Linux. The minimum 128 GB RAM is required to install the HANA database here in the real time, right? Maybe 64 also we can install as practice purpose, but in the real time, minimum 128 GB RAM is required here. So that's why you won't get that opportunity to installations, upgrades, and all those things here. But here in our classes, in during our day-to-day training classes, and you will get the most hands-on experience in the HANA database, full-fledged access to the HANA database here. Here, we will discuss about the some of the Linux commands and also HANA installations, then HANA upgrades, right? All those administration part. So all kind of work, whatever the basis consultant is required in the real time, same we'll discuss in the in the classes, in the day-to-day classes, we will discuss in the as part of the HANA administration topic here, right? So full-fledged videos, I will add you all your videos, all emails list in the exception list. You will get the access, you will get the server access to do any kind of work here, practice. All those things is possible here in our regular classes here. Okay, so this is the short summary of the HANA, what we are going to discuss. Means what is HANA? HANA is the one of the database. It will store the data, retrieval the data. But especially for the HANA database, it will store the data in the RAM memory. That words you can remember in the form of columnar by columnar tables here. Okay, those things you can remember. Okay, so any questions from anyone here?